Randy Orton is the new WWE champion. Sasha Banks is the new SmackDown Women's champion. What a Hell in a Cell pay per view, guys. Oh my God. I cannot believe it. Randy Orton actually won the WWE Championship. We saw a heel turn from Tucker turning on Otis, and now The Miz is the Money in the Bank winner, is now the new Money in the Bank briefcase holder, which I thought really should have been John Morrison, but you know that it is what it is. I really kind of didn't see it coming in the fashion that it did, but you know this is just yet another team that has been broken up, even though they technically already were broken up when they got drafted to two different shows. But you officially saw it when Tucker turned on Otis. I really wish they would have won the tag belts at least once, but it didn't happen. Now the Miz holds the Money in the Bank briefcase, and we pretty much all knew that Otis wasn't going to actually cash it in. So now the Miz has it. Randy Orton, and a really insane match where he slung Drew just a couple of feet from the middle of the cell when he came flying down to the announce table and hit him with an RKO. Actually won the WWE Championship. I really thought that Drew McIntyre was going to kick out, considering how much we've seen Drew kick out at one and how much we saw him kick out of the F5s WrestleMania. But with one RKO, Drew McIntyre laid down to Randy Orton. You got to hope to wonder, how much further they're going to go with this. Maybe if they did this because of the whole Edge and Orton thing that they've been talking about doing for next year, even though I don't really think that match needs a title considering, Edge's current state with his injury. But, we'll see what happens with that. Um, but what a reign Drew has had. He's been champion since WrestleMania. For the most part, has had a stunning amount of really good matches on pay-per-views. I thought his match with Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank was incredible. Probably his best title defense. His match with Bobby Lashley was great too. Until Lana got involved in it at that one point in the match. But I knew why it was happening for them to kind of put it into that whole thing with her and Bobby. But that was another good match right there. His match with Dolph was pretty on point, and his first match with Orton when he beat him at SummerSlam with a baseball slide, which he actually used again in this match, but Orton kicked out. So it was just a lot of. I gotta say these Hell in a Cell matches, a lot of creative things we saw in these matches. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Um, Really, really amazing storytelling. Jay actually choked Roman at one point with a belt to try to get him to say I quit. Roman speared Jay about two different occasions in the match. I actually think about two or three spears in the match to try to get him to say I quit, and hit him with the belt himself. And it was a really, really crazy match. You saw a lot of emotion come out of Roman that you've never really seen him use when Jimmy came out to try to stop him after he hit a drive-by on Jey Uso with the steel steps to his neck to where his face was. Jimmy tried to come and stop him. Then he actually choked out Jimmy with the guillotine before Jay finally said he quit. And then you saw his father and his uncle standing up, giving him I guess it was some type of tribal chief thing that they gave him on the top of the ring, embracing him. And you saw Jimmy and Jay actually crying. So, this was, say what you want about this match, the way how the match may have dragged for some, but definitely excellent storytelling, excellent. I thought it was amazing storytelling the way how they did this match. Just really amazing storytelling. You could see it in the emotion they put out of Roman, the emotion they put out of Jay. Jay actually hit Roman, I think, with two splashes, hit him with two different super kicks, hit him with two suicinas to the cell. So it was a lot of really amazing spots in that match. And then Roman, as we expected, retained the Universal title in a match that really, um, you know, it got really crazy. You could say that. And same thing for the Sasha Banks and Bailey match. Really amazing match. Definitely some of the highlights that immediately comes to my mind in that match. Sasha Banks hitting Bailey for sunset flip power bomb to the cell, inside of the cell. Bailey actually hitting Sasha Banks with a sunset flip powerbomb to like one of the chairs. You know, Sasha Banks blowing out the fire extinguisher to Bailey. You know, Bailey actually hitting the belly to belly. Sasha kicking out. Sasha putting Bailey in the bank statement about 3 different occasions in this match. First, she hit it up early. Then she hit it another time in the match. Um, but Sasha and Bailey, as expected, this was a really amazing match. You get definitely. Um, I really enjoyed this match. The match with Randy Orton and Drew was the only match that actually had some stuff to happen outside of the cell. But I thought for this match to be the second match where all of the action took place in the cell, it was still really amazing how it came out and how they handled it. So it definitely delivered, and I'm glad that Sasha Banks won the SmackDown Women's Championship. It's only a question to see how long she'll hold it, but it's good to see she actually won the belt after actually choking out Bailey with a steel chair, holding her with a steel chair, putting her in the bank statement with a steel chair wrapped around her neck. So it was a pretty brutal match in a lot of states. Bailey tried to hit Sasha with a elbow on the ladder, tied up to the chair. She missed it. She actually duct taped, the Kindle sticks, and that kind of backfired on her. And she actually had at one point, Sasha was kind of tied into the ring, and she was hitting her with the Kindle sticks. So you saw a lot of Kindle sticks in this fight as well. So it was just a really brutal match. I think most people probably can argue that this pay-per-view was more of a 3-match show, but definitely I did still kind of like what they did with the whole Miz and Otis thing, because you kind of saw that coming. And I don't really have anything to say with the Elias and Jeff match. I thought it was good until the ending, but it is what it is. And don't really have anything to say about Retribution, Bobby Lashley either. I just don't, not really. Um, Bobby retained, and it was what it was. But definitely the cell matches, I thought all of them delivered. I thought all of the matches delivered. Even outside of the cell, the situation with Tucker, really didn't see that coming, but it came out of nowhere. Like I said, Randy Orton, no help. All these crazy rumors, people gonna come and help him. Randy Orton beat Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Interesting to see now that The Miz is the new Money in the Bank holder, if he is potentially going to cash in on Randy again. Because he did actually cash in on Randy 10 years ago when he won his first WWE Championship. So this is quite interesting that you got Orton win the WWE Championship on the same night that The Miz wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, that he actually beat Orton for the WWE Championship, like I said, 10 years ago back in 2010. So that's quite interesting. Orton comes out. Drew actually hit him with the Claymore, but he rolled out the ring when he did hit him, so he wasn't able to pin Randy Orton. And just a really, really crazy match. And like I said, the match with Sasha and Bailey was amazing too. Sasha finally ended Bailey's reign. That was really an amazing reign. About I think they said 383 days. It was a really amazing reign. She's had a pretty good run, but it was time for Sasha to be the one to dethrone her. So it's going to be interesting to see how much longer this feud lasts, and who else, if Sasha does retain against Bailey, who else she can feud with on SmackDown. So really just wanted to touch on the Hell in a Cell matches for the most part, and a little bit on Tucker's heel turn, because that was pretty insane. But man, oh man, oh man. All right, the sound over here, let's fix